Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a very rocky start to our wonderful, beautiful, magical Mondays here in the Dragon's Den. I hope you're all having a wonderful morning, noon, night, evening, whatever time it is for you today. Welcome back, my friends. And we are going to be playing some more Hollow Knight Silksong. Yes, the timer is still going, and I did start early. I understand. It's just, mistake after mistake after mistake happened. And those of you who were here early may have gotten a little sneak peek to something that's coming up that I did not want you to get a sneak peek to. And I was going to just like restart the stream and then nuke the VOD, but
Dragon Lord
I
application
too much work.
reapplied.
Well, thank you, Lily, for subscribing for 51 generations to the Dragon's Den. It means a lot. How are you doing? Hello, Charizard. How are you? I hope you're all doing well. So, for those of you who don't know, yesterday was my birthday, and I am now the ancient age of 42. And I didn't open all my birthday presents because Claire was working, and I wanted to open and use some of them in front of her because, you know, it makes it more special instead of just me opening them. And she's like, okay, bye. So, but I did get two. Well, one that I opened that I got to use right away, which was fun because I had some friends over to play some board games. It's this game called the Four Doors. It's a really even look at the box. Look how shiny the box is. Like, look at that. It's like a really pretty game. Like, even the back of the box is shiny. It's got that chroma oil coloring, which I really like. Chromatic oil coloring. Happy belated cake day. Thank you. And then I'll just show you, like, one of the cards. Like, the Final Victory card. Look at that. Look at that. That's, like, so pretty. I love stuff like that. So, that wasn't the reason I wanted to get it. It just looked neat, and I saw someone talking about it. And I was like, okay, I'll try it. It's a pretty simple game, though. I thought it would be more complicated because I watched like 2 videos talking about the rules, which I usually do before I get a game, so I can kind of gauge how difficult it is, how likely I'll be able to play it multiple times. And I don't know what it is. Nobody can explain the rules to this game on YouTube. Like, I watched 2 different videos with Andrew. We watched them together, so he can verify. We were both like, "How do you play this game?" And then I just read the rules and I was like, "Oh, this is freaking easy. You just take 3 actions. It shows you on that card there how many actions you have. And then you draw 2. And then you add shadows. It's super straightforward. So it's a really cute game. This is a good game for like people who don't play a lot of board games. If you like your family, if you want them to play. It's good for kids, I think. It says 10 and up, but I'm pretty sure any kid who has played like Monopoly could play this game. I know Monopoly is supposed to be for older kids, but I was playing Monopoly at like 7. So, you know, I think any kid could play this game. It's like, this is a really cute, fun game. Yeah, part of the reason it's great also is because it's a, what do you call it? It's a cooperative game. So, you know, there's not a one of us wins. It's we're all working together to win sort of game. And it's up to 5 players. So that's always nice. And then the next one, this one I already showed you guys, but I finally got to open it. I got it for Christmas, was Star Wars Battle of Hoth. And now that I've played... Something's attacking the back of my throat. Now that I've played this, now that I've played Star Wars Battle of Hoth, I can tell you, I can see why people put this as like a top game. It's not like... it's not super complicated, but it's also not super easy. It has so many scenarios in it. It's super simple. Like, once we started playing it, again, I watched a video with some friends, and there's a lot of rules to go over. And so if you go over the rules all at once, it seems really complicated. But once you get into it, it's so simple. It's super straightforward, super simple, and it is such a fun and easy game to learn. But it's one of those games that's hard to master because it's based off those old war sim games, which is what D&D is based off. I forget what they're called. I'm just gonna call them war sims, but I think they have a better name. It's such a fun game, and it has one of the most unique things I've ever heard of. If you have 2 copies of this game, you can put 2 maps together and do a huge giant battle scenario. And another fun thing about it is you can play it in teams. It's meant to be like a 1-on-1, or it can be a 2-on-2. Because it's Empire versus Rebels, you know? And it's really unique and really fun. And it's so much simpler than you think it is. In fact, it even says in the box, ages 8 and up. Whereas the other one says 10 and up, and the other one is easier than this. So this is like really good. And it takes like no time to play around. And then there's like all these scenarios. I don't know why my camera just decided I don't want to be on anymore. Come on. There you go. You just gotta like kind of wiggle a piece of it, and then it's like, oh right, I'm supposed to be working. I'm not. It's not my break time yet. I don't have off time. I recently got Metroid Prime 4, so I've gotten up to the first boss fight. I have not gotten Metroid Prime 4, and I will talk about that in a minute. So yeah, those 2 games I got to play those. I had a lot of fun with them. The 4 Doors I had decent amount of fun with. I had a lot more fun with the Star Wars game, not because it's Star Wars. I just think it's probably a better game, and I mean not probably. It is a better game, and so it's just like there's so much more to do and think about in it, and it's fun. But they're both good games. I think Star Wars is just like, if I were to put them on a list, 4 Doors would probably be at the bottom of that list, and Star Wars would be somewhere near the top, I would say. Aura, it's so strong, it's messing with his equipment. Oh yeah, true. My aura is too strong. I've been getting too strong because I've been eating my veggies. Eat your veggies, kid, and meat. Eat meat and veggies. Just avoid sugars and carbs and oils and too much dairy. You know, all the tasty, delicious things. But veggies and meat, just eat those and you're good. I heard there are a lot of problems with Metroid Prime 4. No, not a lot of problems. There's one big problem that people don't like, and it's a problem that is persisting through Nintendo overall. So there was a game that came out. I don't want to say recently, but there's a really big game, a huge, massive game from one of their main IPs that came out, and it changed the way Nintendo makes games for the foreseeable future. And I personally think this change is not completely for the better. I think in some aspects it is, but in other aspects it's not. And that game is a little known game. You might have heard of it. You might have even played it. It's called The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Yeah, no, but in all honesty, that game changed Nintendo's perception of what they should do with the games, because that was the first big open world, do whatever you want game they ever made. And it was so popular and so well received that they decided, we're going to try and make all games like this from now on. And so then Mario Odyssey came out, and it was very similar to that. Donkey Kong Bonanza was like that. And of course, Tears of the Kingdom, which is a sequel, was just like that. So, and it can work, but I personally prefer the older, linear, more enclosed Zelda games. I don't like I'm not a huge fan of the Breath of the Wild formula. I liked it in Breath of the Wild enough, and I was okay with it in Tears of the Kingdom, but if they make a third one, I'm probably going to be like, unless they do a really good job, and it's really unique, and it's got a really good story and world, I'm not going to love it. I'm going to be like, I'm done with these, because it's not what I like in Zelda. And I understand there are a lot of people who play it now, and they're like, oh, it's so great, but the thing with Metroid Prime is Metroid Prime has never been about open worlds where you can go about wherever you want. People think it has been, but they're not. It's actually very linear, because when you start, you can only go to specific areas. It's like, oh, here's this door. You can go into this area, and this one will give you this power, which will open up this door, and that will open up this one, which will open up this door. Because they're still Metroid games. They're still designed. It's not open world like Breath of the Wild is, where it's literally just go wherever you want. There's nothing stopping you. Metroid was very much like, yeah, you can explore, but there are blocks. Like, this door can't be opened. Why? Because it's because you need a specific type of key code or missile to be able to break it, or you need to be able to go into your ball form, which you don't have anymore. So you can only go to this area. And Metroid Prime has always been that kind of style. Metroid in general has always been that style, where, yeah, you can go in any direction, but there are certain gates that block you off. And so when they made Metroid Prime 4, they said, how are we going to put the fully open world section? And so there's just so they decided to plop that desert area with the motorcycle where you can go to different sections with the motorcycle. And from what I'm seeing is a lot of people don't like that, and it feels really boring and mundane and plain because there's nothing to do in this desert in between sections. Or if there is, it's very limited, and it's like, oh yeah, you do it once and it's like, okay, cool, but then you have to do it over and over again. Metroid Prime has always been a big open world, so in this specific case, I see it as an absolute win. No, it hasn't been. It literally hasn't. It's been a big, it's been open world in the original idea of open worlds, where as you unlock areas, they become open to you and you can return to them whenever you want. But it's been linear. It's been Metroid Prime has always been a linear game. Like, all the Metroid games are. I don't think there's a single one where you just go wherever and it does, like, you can just skip sections. So a lot of people, I've been hearing a lot of chatter about the motorcycle section not being fun. I haven't gotten to the motorcycle section. Well, it's good to know that until you get there, the game is fun. Because that, again, what I've been hearing is people have been saying the main game is so... No, don't worry about posting what you say. I'm not mad. Post what you believe, then I say what I believe, and then you might change your opinion, I might change my opinion. That's what a conversation is supposed to be about. So don't try to apologize for me. Unless you say something that, like, that's mean, like, you fucking idiot. Like, if you said that, then what the hell? That's just rude. But if you have an opinion about something, go ahead. Are you just not a fan of open world games, or do you just prefer linear over open world? It depends. Is it like sandbox open world? Is it linear open world? I generally prefer linear over open world because it makes the story and the character progression feel more earned. Generally. So that's me. But there are games that, like, you know, I'm trying to I did like Breath of the Wild. I just prefer the older ones like Twilight Princess, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, Skyward Sword. Those I prefer that style. I like you start here, you go to this area, you meet some people, unlock some abilities, you learn about this mechanic, you get your treasure, you go to the next area. And it's fine if it's like, okay, here are 3 areas you can choose from, and you go to A, B, or C, and then that order doesn't matter. And then there's another order where it's like, now there are 7 areas or whatever. Gotta go dinner time. I hope you enjoy your dinner. Anyways, so it's like, I do prefer linear, but there are games that I like that are open world. It just depends on how we're gonna do open world, you know? And I think it works for some games and doesn't work for others. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't think Nintendo games are great at the open world. Like Breath of the Wild did a really good job with its open world because it was unique and fresh. Tears of the Kingdom did not do a good job. Nobody can convince me that, like, oh, Tears of the Kingdom's open world was good. It wasn't. Like, even people who glazed Breath of the Wild for every single day and was like, this is the greatest game of all time. I've seen so many reviews after that where they were like, Tears of the Kingdom just was such a letdown. And it really is. Like, the most unique thing about it is the building system. That's cool. That mechanic is cool. It doesn't make the world more interesting, though. A good example is everything on the surface of Hyrule is more or less the same. It's the same areas with maybe not the same objectives, but very similar ones. And then the underground is very, like, it's really interesting the first time and it's unique, but then once you've been down there for a while, it's kind of the same thing over and over. It's like, oh, here's this open area with nothing around except for monsters and darkness, and I got to find a way to get through. And then, oh, look, I found a mine of some, like a zonite mine or zonite core area. I forget what they're called. Do some stuff there, move on. It's that over and over and over again. And then the sky is so empty. Like, there are very few islands in the sky, and a lot of them are copy and paste. You can literally take, like, any of the ones where it's like a cross, and then it looks like a cross, and then a long section, and then a sphere. You can literally copy and paste them and overlay them on the map, and they're basically the same. Yeah, it's slightly different shape, but it's really, I think it was done bad. There are some differences between Tears of the Kingdom. You're right. It is mostly similar, just with slight differences, and that's the problem. And it's because, and the reason is, the 100%, we know the reason is, because Tears of the Kingdom was originally just going to be DLC for Breath of the Wild, and then they started adding so much. They were like, we can't justify this only being a DLC. It's basically a full-fledged game, which it is a full-fledged game, but because of that, it doesn't change enough from the first game to the second game to feel like a new game. It feels like a 50-hour DLC. And I'm not trying to say that as like, oh, this is just a DLC, sucks, 0 out of 10. I'm not saying it's terrible. I'm just saying it's not. They didn't do the open world formula very good, or they didn't do it very well, because it doesn't change enough from game A to game B. It just feels the same. Like a similar example is Ocarina of Time to Majora's Mask. They asset flipped almost everything from the first game to the second game. Like all the character models, you can find them all in Ocarina of Time. You can find a lot of the building textures from Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. You can find a lot of the items. Maybe not a lot of the items, but a decent amount of the items from Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, right? So those aren't unique, but the layout is completely different. The gameplay loop is completely different. It's a different game, even though it's a direct sequel with an asset flip. Whereas Tears of the Kingdom feels like Breath of the Wild with a new cool mechanic, and that's about it. So it's, Skyward Sword, I agree. Skyward Sword is really good. It's a really fun game. The story is really unique. The world is really well built. I love the lore addition, the addition to the lore of the origins of everything. But I also understand that the gameplay, there are two problems with the gameplay, and this is a problem that one of them is a problem Nintendo has all the time, and we'll get to that second. The first one is the motion controls being so heavily important and also not being the best. They were pretty good, Like I'd give them a 7 or 8, but that still means like 2 out of 10 times you're like okay, I gotta swipe this way, and then your character goes, oh, this, and you're like, I gotta, So that can be frustrating. I didn't hate it. But then the other problem that Nintendo has a problem with a lot of the time, especially in Zelda. Zelda weirdly has this problem. I don't think they've ever not had this problem in an open world Zelda game, or in a 3D Zelda game, and that's the open world area in between the hub towns and things is always empty, and there's barely anything to do. Like you can say that about every single Zelda game. Ocarina of Time. What do you do from Kokiriko to Hyrule Castle, and to the Gerudo Valley, and to the Zoras, and to the Lon Lon Ranch, and Castletown, and all that stuff. You walk. That's it. That's all you do. You walk. Majora's Mask is a little bit better, but not by much. And that's only just because they put everything closer together. But again, it's the same thing. From Clocktown to the 4 main areas, what do? You'll walk. Yeah, there are some enemies that spawn every now and then, but you walk. Twilight Princess, what do you do from your village to the castle, to Hyrule Castle, to what's it called? To Zora's Domain? You'll walk. Right? There's like Zelda has always had the problem where the areas in between towns is just like, no one lives here. We're all gonna get murdered. You're never gonna see an NPC except for the mailman, who's immortal apparently. I can get that. I'm glad Bonanza was not part of the Donkey Kong Country series, because that just didn't work for a 2D platform. Exactly. See, Donkey Kong Bonanza and Donkey Kong Country, very different series. Same character, same goal. Get banana, help friend. And I didn't play Bonanza, but I've watched enough of it to know it's not the same. They're not the same games. If you love the Donkey Kong Country series, then you like the Donkey Kong Country series. If you like Donkey Kong Bonanza, you like this. You might like them both, but they don't clash. That's the thing. They don't clash with each other. If the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom games were like a new type of Zelda game, like called, instead of Legend of Zelda and then just a subtitle, if it was called like The World of Zelda instead of The Legend of Zelda, and they were like, this is a new series in the Zelda mythos that has its own style, I'd be like, okay, yeah, these aren't Legend of Zelda games, they're World of Zelda games. And, I'd be more okay with it. Kind of like the Hyrule Warriors. I don't like the Hyrule Warriors games, but they are clearly separate from Legend of Zelda. Hyrule Warriors and Legend of Zelda, different games, completely different. Problem I have with Tears is they made the Master Sword really weak. Yeah, they did make it a lot weaker, and that's because it's so much easier to get. Like, it's super easy to get. I literally can't beat Skyward Sword because the controls make me hit the wrong side on Gidahim's sword. Yep, a lot of people had that problem. I was able to get through it, and I still like it, but I can see why other people would be like, this is stupid. I hate this. But I really like it. And it's I still think it's a good game overall, more or less. I still think it's a good game. I'll just say that. I think it's fun. It's got a great story. I love the art style. And I love lore. But yeah, the controls in the open world in that are, one is iffy at best, like problematic at times, and the other one is just not good. Everything, like, it's so, and that one is so obviously worse because you have the main hub that's floating in the clouds, literally disconnected from everything else. Like, they're literally like, we can't go down there unless there's a magic stone. Whereas everywhere else, it's like, oh, I could see how a person can get from here to here, but there's a freaking goblin that's gonna try and murder him. You know. So yeah, I that makes sense. Man, I went on a long rant. I'm not saying I hate it. It's just a big. No. I totally get that, Charizard. You don't have to like try to justify to me that there's a problem with it. I totally understand that's a roadblock, and if you can't get through it, even if you like it, that's not your fault. I'm gonna say that right now. That's not your fault. I could say it is a skill issue. I won't say it's not. You know, kind of like if I tell you to swim from here to there, and you're like, I can't. Well, that's a skill issue. You don't have the swimming skill. But also, you shouldn't have to, you know, be a pro high dex rogue to be like, you know, you shouldn't have to know how to actually sword fight. I don't know how to sword fight. I'm a big nerd. I have to get the Hylian shield and Skyward Sword. I actually really like it. It is frustrating, and I do remember both times I've gotten it, when I 100% of the game, twice. It was really frustrating, but it also felt really rewarding, and it kind of makes sense because they wanted to do, that was the first time they did like materials and you could create stuff, and the creating shields, the whole point of it was supposed to be that shields are breakable, and this is like the ultimate shield that is not breakable. Like, this is a shield from the gods that cannot be broken, ironically. So I actually don't hate it, and I actually really like it, and it's really cool. But I can understand why someone might hate it. Okay, I'm gonna go pee real quick. I'm gonna leave you with an ad. I really have to pee. I tried to pee before, but there was a bunch of issues with the tech. So we're gonna go on a quick break. I'm gonna pee, and then we'll be right back. Suffocating. Berry Smoke here to talk about fire that instantly heats, cooks, combusts, and destroys. Fire is no ordinary heater. With its all-powerful oxygen absorption, fire heats up the coldest of areas. Uncooked meat can cause major health problems, but fire ends that problem like nobody's business. Plus, fire's heating power is so strong, it even works outside! Now you can stay warm outside using twigs and sticks out in nature. Fire is perfect for chefs, campers, and scientists. Fire is super powerful, and once it rages, it doesn't stop. And for emergency heating, fire starts up instantly, even in the coldest of climates. Fire is awesome, but remember to follow fire safety guidelines or you could be in major bind. If you order fire in the next 30 milliseconds, we'll send not one, not two, but 10 fires straight to your house with a free can of gasoline on top. Fire. Stay warm. All right, chat, we're back. Let me just get set up here. We're just gonna head into the game. El game. I had to put on my blanket, my heated blanket, because it's so cold. My legs were getting chilly. Okay, so. Okay, good, I can hear. Can you guys hear the game okay? Let me nosers. I just want to make sure. Yep. Okay. I'm going to turn off my hand warmer for now. Because I'm going to be holding a controller. Okay, so what do we have? We do have this way that we can go check out. I should really start using markers whenever I find something special. That would probably be a good idea. I guess oh no, we can't go that way yet for some reason. Oh, there's this that we didn't go through yet. But we do have quests. We gotta do the questies. Let's see. Yeah, we have a simple key, a white key. Right, this grants us access to another area. Tool pouch kit. What is this doing? Let's see, what are our questies? Okay, so we do have one finished quest. We still have to finish this. Let's do this one first. We'll go to Shellwood and try and figure this one out. Oh, they're both in Shellwood, so that's a good idea. We'll go to Shellwood. Which way is Shellwood? Shellwood. This area is Shellwood. Okay. Do we have a fast travel? We do. Okay, where's our closest fast travel? Down to the left. Oh, right, the deep docks. Okay. Nopper. You know anything about the Drakengard games? I do not. Oh, you got your Larvitar? And now you're on a hunt for a shiny Abraham Lincoln? Nice. I think this will be a faster way. Actually, let's heal up here just in case we get attack aid. In case we dodge. No, bad. Leave me alone. I'm just trying to leave. I'm not trying to fight anyone. They're wild. One of the game's ending leads into Nier. Ah, okay. So less of a reason for me to play it, because I don't really care about Nier. If I'm 100% honest. I think Nier is an interesting looking game, but not my cup of tea. Like, anytime I watched gameplay of it, I was like, that's cool. Okay, we gotta go to Shellwood, right? Just gonna guess based off memory. Oh, I wish I'd gotten water. I knew I forgot something before the stream. Oh well. We'll survive. Hopefully. You know, you don't need water to drink, am I right? Okay, so shellwood. Gotta find some purple flowers. Ugh. Okay, where have I not gone here? Ooh, there's an area down there I haven't gone to yet. So let's just search from top to bottom, or check this section over here first, just in case. Alright, this area was an area. Oh my god. Okay, so there's nothing here. That's rough. That's fine though, we can heal. So it seems like there ain't anything there I need. You know, I'm gonna use you to collect some spirit or silky, some silkins. Okay, this is not good. Okay. I feel like I should be able to hit that, but perhaps not. Or break it, I mean. Right after I healed too. Okay, we'll go to this bench first. It's probably our best bet. Ooh, yes. Yeah, we made it, chat. I was gonna name the Absol after you since you chose it, but now I'm gonna name him Lincoln because that's funny. Near is fine, but the Darkened Guard are different kind of games. Like, I'm 100% sure the director was on heavy drugs while he made it. Oh, that definitely makes it more fascinating. All right, this is to make the rosaries. I'm surprised I never went here. What was that? Oh, right, I have the thing that brings it to me. Nice. Peace, bitch. This is a boss fight. Holy, I almost just stumbled upon a boss fight. I'm like 90% sure that's a boss. Oh, hey, we found a new bench. Nice. I can't believe there's this whole area we've been ignoring. You know how it be sometimes. Okay. There's a small area down there I want to check out first. Yeah, this is a fast way to get there. Or it's a way to get there, I should say. Hey, what is this? Have I explored here? I think I have. Yeah, this place looks familiar-ish. And in some of my crazy stuff, you'd be like, how the hell did it get made? Depends on the year. Because there are definitely games that people say, like, how did this game get made? It's like, well, because they had different rules and plans back in the day. Like, they were way more lenient about some stuff. Wait, I think I found another purple pulp. A poggers. What is supposed to be over here? Okay. Looks like only one area that I haven't really explored that I can tell. I'm just checking over here real quick. No, I don't think I missed anything. I remember this area. Okay. What is this down here? Don't recognize it. Okay, it'll probably be faster. Just take the elevator. Let's just sit down real quick. It's PS2 era, so even for that, it's wild. I mean, all right, then tell me about it. What makes it so wild, friend? I do need these shards. I am low. I think I already got the one up here, right? Yeah, I did. I just realized the background might give you a hint of where some of these are. You know, I'm gonna mark actually where those are. I got one there. Got one there. If we run into more polyps that I've claimed, I'll mark them. Mark them. Kick. All right, that was the boss. I think there is was there a polyp over here? Telling me not to make sure I have it in my log. I mean, I could just check. And I'm pretty sure I do. Holy, you traveled hella far to get to me. Yes. Okay, so I found one there and there. And I got a power up here. That makes it so much easier to kill him. I wish I had been using that tactic before. Okay, looks like there ain't one here. Well, there's incest, pedophile, child killing, and the list goes on. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not surprised about most of that. Like child killing, not surprised. Necrophilia, surprisingly not surprised. Incest, 100% not surprised. That's incest isn't as crazy as people think it is. That other one though, that one is, that's weird. That's creepy. I don't like that. So I don't even know while the games are dark. That's how you describe the main party, the heroes of the game. The protag is a psycho child killer. One lady is in his party is a cannibal who eats babies, and another guy, he's just a straight pedo. Why are these the main? Okay, no, the weirder part is that those are the main characters. The fact that those got to be the main characters. I remember saying that you had a red Dragon Ball as your primary way of consuming, and I'm curious if you ever watch any of the movies. Heh. Oh, I had red Dragon Ball. Yes. Why didn't you just... Okay, that was an interesting way to phrase that. Primary way of consuming it. I've watched a couple of the movies. They're fine. They're cool action pieces. That's about it. Sister wants to do the no pants with him, and his best friend bangs her corpse. That's dark. The incest thing isn't that weird because, especially in Japan, which I believe is where that series was made. And I don't mean that to be like, oh, that's how they are in their culture, but like, have you watched anime? There are so many anime where that's kind of like, I wouldn't say the default, but... Oh shoot, we got them all. We got them all, let's go. And did not mean to do that, but whatever. Now let's go see what that new area is. Okay, wait, we can take these off then. Because we don't need the poly parts any longer. Bye, bud. These games spawn near, which by comparison is better. Oh, well, yeah. It's obviously better. And when I say incest isn't that weird, I don't mean like I partake or I'm like we should all be doing it. But like incest was a thing for many generations. Oh, this is a new area. Not a boss. Okay. For now, I'm just gonna run left. So this is just some wasteland. These sands mark the edge of Farlam's territory. I was brought to this land through the caverns beyond. Something in this kingdom heights still hungers for me. Were I to flee now, I would again be pursued. Until I find the source of that hunger and slay it, I will not be free. Okay, so this is the exit to the game. I'm gonna be honest, one of the mechanics I'm not a fan of in this series or the last one is that you can't map an area until you buy the map for the area, but then you can map new areas you find. So it's like, am I good at writing maps or not? Right? I think it would have worked better if there were like secret passages you could find or stuff like that, but from buying the maps. But no, it's the only way to map the area, except the judgment of the rise beyond. That all who stand at Farlam's holy crest prove pure of will and want. We got a bench at least. See? We were able to draw this, but I can't draw whatever I just went through. Sorry, makes no sense to me. Just gonna mark that so we know where a bench is until we get the map. The blasted steps. Ooh, wormies. Sandworms. Didn't realize I was playing Dune. Guessing that's either of these. Okay, so it takes about 5 hits to kill those guys. Good to know. These guys are strong. Ooh, that takes 2. Come on, bitch. I wanted your rosaries. So going up here doesn't do much for me, it seems. Yeah, okay, got it. Yeah, I saw that coming. No. Oh, that is brutal. Brutal, I tell you. Dodge him. I'm back. Welcome back. But on the whole, on how incest is treated in anime, it's weird. Yes and no. It's weird in our modern lens. But you have to remember, pre-1950s, maybe pre-1900s, incest was a lot more normal than you think it is. To the point that most people would not exist if it weren't for incest back in the day. There's even a geneticist, I believe, or he might have been a historian or an anthropologist, I can't remember. He said if you go back into your family, okay, so if you are dating someone who is of the same ethnicity as you and was born on the same continent, and you go back 5 generations, you have more than 50% chance that you're probably distant cousins. I'll say this even happy here that the only normal character in Dragon Guard is the dragon companion the protag rides on. Let's go, dragons for the win. It's like if Nami was good at making maps, but only for areas she's already been to. Exactly. Exactly. I find it funny that WWE's Superstar Edge plays Ares is watching Anders' videos on season 1 PG when he called him the Edge. Wait, what? Rewrite that, Demon Blades. I have no idea. I think I know what you're saying. I know you're up to the point where you're saying season 1. Are you saying the Edge watched Anders' video? Or that Andrew just continues to refer to him as the Edge? Ooh, that's really neat. Oh, he's shooting them. I thought he was becoming that. I was like, wait, I gotta kill him before he jumps back. I took a bunch of damage for no reason. So. Our friend. Friend. Poshanka, child wielding needle. You have seen trace of my master nearby? I feel she was here only recently. Yes. Okay, thank you. Pelican just made me eat some chocolate. Okay, so now I have to eat this chocolate. Oh, yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, Andrew doesn't know his name, but yes, it is kind of funny. Viewership numbers for PGO season 2 came out the other day. Ooh, tell me what they were, how it was, Optus Philip. I mean, to be fair, viewership numbers are lies no matter what, because it's not public information. They can just say whatever. They can say, oh, we got 1,000 viewers, even if you only watch like the first 2 minutes of every episode. Or we got 1 billion viewers or whatever. because they don't release that. I believe it's projected views. Because it's not like the Nielsen numbering, which they had to go through a Nielsen thing. I cannot say for certain, Chakra. Though if she travels seeking skilled opponents, these steps would serve her well. The warriors watching over them are formidable. True. Impressive guardians they are, fighting defensively and loath to leave their stations. They swing their weapons with a cold brutality that should not be underestimated. Thank God. You have purchased the last of my mapping stock for now. Stay alive on your journey, and when our paths next cross, we may trade again. So Optimus Philip, what are the projected numbers for viewership right now? According to Luminate data, Season 2 got less than 40% of the views in its first 3 weeks compared to that Season 1 got in the same time. Yeah, I'm not surprised for 2 reasons. One, Percy Jackson was a new show, right? New shows tend to get a lot more viewers in the first season. If the first season doesn't really keep its viewership, it's going to keep going down season over season, year over year. The second thing is that was back when a lot more people were still on Disney Plus. Since then, they have not come out with, I think in the last year, there hasn't been a single big show outside of Daredevil, and a lot of people didn't want to see that either. So a lot of people just canceled their Disney Pluses in general. So those are the first 2 big things. And third, overall, people realize the show is not that good. It's not bad, but it's not the masterpiece we were told it was going to be. Despite all the fans who were like, it's the greatest thing ever. So we might not even get a season 5. There's still a chance we're going to get a season 3, but I don't know if we're going to make it to 4 or 5. Which is going to suck. If it gets canceled after season 2 again, I'm going to be like, this series is just not good enough to go past. Or I shouldn't say the series isn't good enough. I should say Rick Riordan is not a good enough leader of the series to get it to go forward past the second book. I don't mean that to shit on Rick Riordan, but how is it you're the only person with a young adult novel with such a rapid fan base that freaking loves the series, where you've sold not 1 series of 5 books, not 2 series of 5 books, but 4 different series, all with 3 to 5 books in them. Right, that's tens of books. He sold over 20 books in this universe alone. And it can't get an adaptation to go past the second book. That tells me he just does not know how to he does not know how to lead for the series. Season 3 is well into production, so I doubt Disney's going to scrap all of that, but I am concerned about Season 4. No, Disney might scrap it, even if it's well into production. Never, until Season 3 gets a release date, never assume the next season will come out. Because executives will cancel something instantly if they are worried that they will not make their money back. Because, let me put it this way. If you spend $1 million, we'll keep the numbers flat, but you spend $1 million. Peace. So again, let's say you spend $1 million. That one. So let's say you spend $1 million on a TV show, right? And then after spending $1 million, you make $2 million. That's a success. Like generally double of whatever you spent is considered a success of some sort. And then I'm alert soon because I gotta drive home, but I must do the most important thing first. Hello, question of the day. In your IRL quest log, what's the objective you keep ignoring? Hello, Dark Noah. So again, let's see. I'm gonna pause this. So let's say you spend $1 million in season 1 of a show, and then it makes like 2 million, 3 million, whatever, more than 2 million. And let's say that includes like marketing and everything. And so you're taking home $1 million. That's a fairly successful TV show. To make double of what it cost, or to make to make double of what you cost, because you're net positive. You're not going broke. You're not going even. That's a pretty good product if you're making $1 million from it, and you can do that every year. And so then let's see season 2, you spend another $1 million, or you're really confident, so you're going to spend $1.5 million. And then the next season, it makes again $2 million. We spent $1.5 million, it makes $2 million. We now haven't doubled our costs. We barely went positive. All right? And so you're like, you started spending $1 million. You let's say you got halfway through a season, let's say 4 episodes out of 8, and you've spent $1 million so far, and you keep projecting you're gonna have to spend another $1 million to finish the other 4 episodes, and you're only gonna make $2 million. That's a loss right there. You're breaking even. That's not worth it. So there's a chance that some of the board might go, yeah, no, we're canceling this. It's not making us money anymore. Or it's not making enough year over year. Because the way companies, executives have to make money is to make the board and shareholders happy is you need to constantly, year over year, have an increase in profits, right? So if, let's say, in 2025, right, I have a company, we'll call it the Dragon's Den, and I make $10 million. Next year, I have to make more than $10 million because the shareholders need to get a portion back, and they only get a portion back if I make more than I made the previous year. And so generally you want simple, repeatable, micro increases year over year. So 2025, you make 10 million. 2026, I'm going to want to make like 10.1 million. It's more than 10 million, so I'm still successful. And it's easily repeatable to make just slightly more than that, right? So then 2027, I make 10.2 million. Or maybe I make 10.4 million, right? It's a little bit more than I'd like, but it's still more. And you want to keep doing increases of minor percentages. If the next year I make, let's say 2028, I now make 10.1 million again, that's less than the previous year. In 2027. In 2027, I made 2.4. Now I made 2.1. That looks bad on the shareholders. The shareholders now get mad, and they start getting involved. They're like, why am I making less money? It's also why big companies tend not to want to innovate too much, because if you make something that is too unique, right? Like, again, let's say 2027, I made that 2.1, and then like, okay, I'm going to innovate. I'm going to make something new. And next year I make $20 million. That's more than double I made in 2025. And now in 2029, because in 2028, I made 20 million. In 2029, I have to make 20.1 million. I now have to make that 20 million again plus 0.1. And let's say I don't have any ideas that can make me a 20 million. I have ideas that can make me 10.5. No. That's a down. That's a downward projectile. Why are we going down? We're only supposed to be going up. And it's a really dumb way to look at it, but it is how they look at it, because a lot of these executives and shareholders, they only look at the spreadsheet, and spreadsheet is just either number go up or number go down. And a lot of them can't imagine number go down but then maybe later go up from previous down. They can only think of down and up in the immediate year over year. They can't think of 5 years over. I mean, they can, but a lot of them choose not to, because a lot of people, humans, have always been this way. We worry about the now. We're like, why are we not making money now? We can't think of the, okay, I'm losing money now, but we're going to make more in the future. That, and apparently Disney says you can't sue us if you have a Disney Plus subscription. That would definitely drop a few subscriptions. Well, that's one of the many reasons. There are a lot of things that happened over the last year that made people be like, nope, getting rid of Disney Plus. And despite the drop in viewership, PGO is still miles ahead of everything else on Disney Plus. I disagree, Optimus Phillip. I think, first of all, Andor, I think, is the best show they have made ever. It's amazing. If you haven't seen it, it's really good. And I also thought The Mandalorian was really good. And I thought WandaVision was really good. I liked them a lot more than I liked Percy Jackson. So I would not say Percy Jackson is miles ahead of everything else. It's not on the bottom, but I wouldn't say it's miles ahead. I keep delaying getting some fencing equipment because that stuff is expensive. You gotta finish your side quests, man. I'm guessing that'll help me get a shortcut. I'm waiting for the wind to stop blowing. Jump, jump. I wanted to see if that was anything important, but it's not. Ooh, a quick travel spot. Let's go. I'm speeding through this new area, chat. Speeding. It's a bait. Okay, okay, we've really found a new area. This is nice. Nice. And I can get rid of this now. I mean, in terms of viewership, PGO topped their top 10 views contest by a substantial margin. Oh, yeah, nobody saw Andor. That's true. Nobody saw Andor, which sucks because it's so good. The stream must have a special incantation on it because my dog has come to watch it with me. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, it's cute. I started playing Metal Gear Solid 3 remake and I'm sure which none of them because I've never played the games. And I have really no desire to. So there's my answer. I guess my best answer would be Solid Snake, because that's the only one I know. The closest to playing the game, I watched CFS play live stream the original 3 games, or whichever games were before Metal Gear Solid. faster way to get here. Nice. Oh, a new area. I think. Or not new area. I missed it. I thought that would be an enemy again. Do I like stealth games? More or less, yeah. I mean, I probably would like the Metal Gear Solid games. I just haven't played them at all. I feel like there's something I'm gonna do there. I guess I would be willing to play them. I just never have, you know? The gate! The gate! Oh, the grand gate to the citadel stands before us. We are so close. Almighty ones beyond the gate, we beg you, open the way and let we, the poor, insignificant little pilgrims, crawl into the light. I see no gatekeepers to heed your plea, pilgrim, though I too would benefit from its opening. Have you heard of a means to pass through? Weapons blunted not. No holes for keys. 'Tis the bells, they say. The holy bells upon the path that open the way. My journey I have passed many large bells, housed in old shrines. Each I have struck awake, yet still this gate stays closed. Other tasks must be done to see us pass beyond. The bells are rung? Then this sacred threshold may now be crossed, for the final task is simple. Only music! Play fair and true. Music shall tune the bells, and see the gate descend. It must be you to lead us, sister. You who brought this blessing. Play or sing, we shall follow. Oh, hello. Rip those guys. Cool. That's really cool. I love that. You can play needle like a guitar? That's cool. Not like a guitar, like a harp. I pressed the okay. Not only but a peaceful and defenseless statue. That statue's stony blood is on your hands. Statues don't have blood. The games are fun, but I don't know. Some people can't get into them because they can be different. Yeah, it's fair. We need a Guitar Hero-like game for Hollow Knight? No. That would be interesting, but no. More likely that you'll get a Guitar Hero expansion edition. I am not ready to fight that yet, so we're gonna. It does say there is an area here. I'm guessing once we beat the boss, this will open up. You can see the rock will break. Either that, or I have an ability I need to get. Okay, let's explore some more for now. I've also never been a huge fan of Guitar Hero, so the idea is interesting at best. There's only one reason that would be there, and that's so I can go up. A flea. Poggers. We find flea. He's good, no? Okay, there's got to be like a double jump or something I use later. I want the Hollow Knight fighting game. Interesting. Why? I mean, it could work, but I'm also not a fan of fighting games, so I'm always going to be like, no, thank you. And so I don't really see the appeal for it, but I'm curious why you want it. Magnetic dice. So we can play some Hollow Knight D&D. Hollow Knight card. Are we just listing games now? Are we just listing names for games or types of games and adding Hollow Knight to it? Sorry, but I'm too good. Freaking old people. Coming after me? 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 Oh, another boss. Oh no, it's just a... Oh no, it is a boss. What does that say? The Concholex? Yeah, okay, that happened. It'd be funny to mix up with the Pale King. What do you mean mix-ups with the Pale King? Please explain it, elaborate. Old user didn't stand a chance. I'd like to see a Hollow Knight themed chess set. That'd be really cool. That could be cool, actually. That could be cool. I'm always interested in themed chess sets. There are some that are better than others. Like the best one is obviously the Star Wars one. It's not a question. Because there's only one answer. Got him. I reflect that I'm such a god. But that's only one of them. Yeah, it's gonna go to phase 2, right? Or perhaps not. Okay. You know what? I'll take my victories where I can find them, even if they're found in vain. Mix-ups like in combos. Oh! I've never heard anyone call combos mix-ups before. I've never heard that before. That's a first for me. I don't know why you would call it a mix-up, because mix-up implies you got confused and mixed things together by accident. What a Mythology guy fighting game. I see Andrew being a Zagard type character and Zagard using the rushdown. No, Andrew would be a rushdown for sure. I'd be more of a zoner type. Andrew always talks about CC whenever we play games, but realistically, he likes to play rushdown. In every game we ever play, he's always like, I just want to go in. Like guns a-blazing. Like one of his favorite types of decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! is beatdown decks. If it helps, what kind of character would you say? Oh, that's right, these guys eat your freaking silk. What kind of character would you say? What's his name? Scorpion is, because that's his best character and favorite character in the Mortal Kombat series. So rude to raise a priestess from their deep meditation. You'll carry on with that kind of brash behavior and you're likely to be stuck quick through. I'm surprised to find a bug of sound mind alive in such an inhospitable place. You're a warrior learned in the blades of this land? Aye, a pinstress. Oh, pinstress, not priestess. Your needle there might fit your fare, strange as it is and all, but it's the pin that's the glorious weapon of Farloom. Given I'm now awake, maybe you'd fancy a little training? Care to test the power of a pinstress? Might be even this old master could show you a thing or two. Sure, we'll train. Bold choice, needle bug. Let's get our shells a-shake. Needle strike. Charge power on the needle, then release as a deadly attack. How grand to face an opponent with a bit of energy. You are a skilled one, clear enough. I hope my training has granted some insight. It's a great long time since I felt so vigorous. All those dulled pilgrims are useless for testing my talents. Your blade proved an impressive challenge, Pinstress. The strength and skills hidden about this kingdom continue to surprise me. You bear your own strengths, Needlebug. More, I think, than you'd be willing to reveal to me. What I wonder, are you planning to turn all that power towards? Neato. Off with you now, Needlebug. A pinstress of my substantial talent requires their deep meditation, especially after such a satisfying bout. Goodbye, pinstress. May your blade remain sharp. Just immediately goes to sleep. What deck does Andrew specifically play? He doesn't make any specific decks. He just kind of makes like dragon decks and stuff. He just makes beatdown decks. I like. See, the thing with Andrew is he's so old school. He really only likes making decks that are old school style decks. Like, he won't do anything that's synchro, Xyz, pendulum, anything past that, because he's like, oh, it's not the original game, which I'm like, oh. That's like saying you won't watch any Star Wars that isn't the original trilogy, in my opinion. Given Doom Dynasty. Yes, it is. Other than Hornet, has there been any other character who's returned from the last game? Nope! Not a single one, because we're in a new area. Scorpion is more balanced type character, Vanguard. Needlebug, that's a nickname. What type of characters are generally considered entry level for new players so they can feel confident enough to try other characters and experiment them? Well, all I know is Andrew, that's his main. No. Yeah. I want to see if there's anything else up there besides just the way to get over here. Cool. Okay, so there are some areas to explore still. Like, it's bizarre that this just kind of ends. Maybe we'll get some ability, kind of like the Crystal Heart ability in the last game, where you can go flying from one side to the other. That was close. I'm gonna try and get up to that tunnel there. I think this will be a faster way. I see. Okay, I need a way to get up. We're gonna definitely get like a double jump or something, right? Is there a platform over here? No, there are no platforms. Okay, so I can't explore that yet. No. Yeah, it can be a balance type. I think as a dragon you should be powerhouse like Onga from Mortal Kombat. It's not pronounced Combat, not combat. Okay. Anyone who claims me incorrect, well, they can go suck my toes. Eat my shorts. I didn't do that. You didn't see that. Nothing happened. I see a lever over there. If there be a lever. No! Death is all I deserve. Oh wait, okay, no, that's that's where you go. Synchro's fine. It's just easier fusion to me. Anything past that is done. I disagree. I think X-Seeds are also pretty great. Pendulum were kind of broken. Links I actually think are pretty good too. They're pretty cool. They are complicated though. They are extremely complicated, and that's what makes the game kind of impossible to get into now, because Links have such long abilities, and it requires so much know-how of previous stuff. Because X-Seed is also like Synchros. It's just another fusion. It really is. And it requires less cards, just like Synchros do. Synchros and X-Seeds are very similar, just instead you have limited amounts you can use for your stuff. I didn't see you following the equivalents as you fiercely jumping away. No. It was on purpose. I was on counter. Is it in the sand land it gets harder and harder to see. Accurate. There's another way you can get here. I see a treasure over there. Okay, so how am I gonna get to that treasure? Can I even get there? Oh, I can. Oh, another memory locket. There's something new in here. What is this? Invigorating beverage prepared by flea. Totally increase the speed of movement and attacks. Oh! Didn't realize I had that. What is that? These something I use in simple games and believed to bring luck to the bearer. Huh. I wonder what that means exactly. So much sand you could build a sand city. Oh, I hate sand. It's rough, of course, it gets everywhere. Not like here, where everything is smooth. Like my brain. I'm just checking out the landscape to make sure we don't miss anything importante. Oops, I made a mistake. Some way to kill somebody. Kill him with healing. Okay, we're gonna try our fates with the judgerino. I hate sand because it gets in my shoes. I hate that it gets in my shoes and hair, but I also like scratching it out of my hair, you know? Do you guys like scratching like the dust and grime that gets in your hair? Like anytime you get like head flakes or anything like that? And I don't mean, what do you call it? Dandruff. I just mean like random head rocks and flakes you get. Alright, let's go, Judge. Oh my god. That was bad. We're close though, team. We're close, chat. We're close. I'm glad we found this random area. This is fun so far. We're not so far. I mean, I've been loving this game for the several hours we've been playing it over the last month. I've just been taking my sweet time. Wait, not months. What am I saying? It's been like 4 months. Just taking my sweet time with it now. I forgot I didn't have a dash. Okay, that's just me being a peg at this point. Always thoughts on the recent Starter Squad episode? Fan-freaking-tastic. We're back, baby. I love Starter Squad. That's why I posted it in the Discord. Okay, so that. No matter what, if I touch it, I'm gonna get hurt. I'm learning, chat. I'm learning. What's not annoying when adopts mythology and doesn't get it right, or when media creates their own mythology but only uses existing names, and that's it. Examples like DMC or Final Fantasy. DMC and Final Fantasy are totally fine because it's just like it's named after a cool thing, you know. Like there are so many things that are named after things that you don't realize they're named after. Like in one of the Resident Evil games, there's a thing called the Sword of Paracelsus, which is a giant laser cannon. And that's not what it should be, because the Sword of Paracelsus was supposed to be a pen, because he was a philosopher, and I believe he was the one who coined the term, the pen is mightier than the sword, so the Sword of Paracelsus should be a pen. He might not be, but either way, the point is he wasn't a warrior, he was, he was a philosopher. He was an ancient Greek philosopher. So I don't mind that. When they adapt a mythology and they don't get it right, it's like, what's the point of adapting it if you're not going to actually do it? Like, if you make changes, like in the Percy Jackson universe, where there's like silly stuff because it's changed by modern, like there's modern day has changed some of the stuff, that's totally fine. But if it's supposed to be ancient Greece, and this is the ancient stories, and you're basing it off of this ancient story, and you don't do it off the story, why even do it? Just make up your own character and say, like, this is a character from ancient Greece and nobody told you about. It's like, okay, fine. I have the high ground. I just can't believe that we've only got one episode left. I'm pretty sure I was not even 10 when it started. Yeah, it's because the guy who works on it, it takes him a long time to make those episodes. And I think he got a job since then, or like something happened. I can't remember exactly what. But I remember a YouTuber I watched talked about it. I was gonna say just kill me now, but then I remember if I die, I lose all my. Can you come down here, please? Okay, that was scary. I'm nervous, chat. We made it, we're fine. 'Cause even if we die here, we won't lose our money. Those worms are leeches! I'm very excited to see how Star Squad ends. I really want to show... Have you seen Rusty version, by the way, Charizard? What am I doing? I can't. All those... All my gems gone. All my money. Oh well. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. All those bees we got. Well, I can farm more later. Thankfully, I don't need a whole bunch right now because we've already bought all the maps we need for the time being. There's someone up there. Wait, I'm gonna check over here real quick. Oh, no, I can't. What's down there? Very curious. craft gun. I was like, where can I use these again? Can someone Google for me where I can use the craft metals? Zagard needs to lock in. I do need to not lock in. By Dorkly, absolutely. I love Rusty version. Yeah, Pokemon Rusty version is great. I really want, once Claire finishes, she hasn't played it yet. She's only done... Oh, I didn't get to finish it. Once she starts and plays Platinum version, because she's only finished up to Emerald, I'm going to show her Pokemon Rusty version, and then I might start her starter squad journey. One of the things I love about Claire is I know she can watch anything I like because she's watched all of One Piece, not including fillers because I'm not evil or an idiot. And I've never watched all of fillers. I've watched the G8 art style. Okay, yeah, go ahead, die. That's fine. Honestly, I feel like when you adapt mythology, it should be faithful to the source. Like, if you want to take creative liberties, that's fine, as long as it doesn't change the core of what you're adapting. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't just even apply to mythology. That applies to everything. Like, if you make a Percy Jackson series, as an example, and Percy Jackson uses a gun, and he's a loner, that's not Percy Jackson anymore. That's a completely different character. If you adapt Mario, and instead of being, like, a pretty happy guy, and, you know, and you give him a sword, and you say he's like the best swordsman of all time, that's not Mario. You make a character, you make a Sonic movie, and his whole thing is that he's actually very slow and methodical, and he's really good at technology. That's not Sonic, you know? So it's all of that is how it is. I totally agree. I love that Rusty gets a second chance to fix a mistake, then just does the same thing over again. Yep, that's Rusty for you. And that goes for any adaptation, Record, Ragnarok, and Gods of Egypt. Gods of Egypt, yeah, I actually don't hate Gods of Egypt, but it definitely is a weird interpretation of Egyptian mythology. I don't know why they didn't just do one of the cool stories from Egyptian mythology. They at least kind of get some of that stuff right. Like, Set and Horus being rivals, them being white as heck makes no sense, but, you know, okay. Record Ragnarok. I killed myself there. White plus no animal heads. They at least do have like their animal forms, so it's not quite the same. It's not as bad as like nothing like it, but it is freaking dumb. Speaking of weird changes, I don't like the change of making Thalia British in the new season of Percy Jackson. It makes no sense. She's supposed to be from America. Why does she have a British accent? If it's the actor's accent and she couldn't do an American accent, then she's not right for the role. I'm just saying. Like, Benedict Cumberbatch has a British accent, and he uses an American accent while playing Doctor Strange. Because he's an American character. That'd be like if you made a James Bond film and gave him, like, a southern accent. They'd be like, what the hell are you doing? I need to play further back or something. So no, in Egyptian mythology, it's not that they can. I mean, I guess they are gods. That is how it is in Greek mythology. But in Egyptian mythology, the way it's described is they are literally like like Anubis is literally a man with a dog head. That's it. It's not an artistic interpretation. That's just how he's described. He is that. He doesn't have a humanoid head. There's not a version of him with a human head. He has an animal head. And the reason is because when they created Anubis, it was because jackals would keep eating their dead, their corpses. So they were like, oh, if we make a god that is a jackal, that'll appease the jackals and they'll stop eating our corpses. That's why he's the god of the dead. Because it's like, oh, you don't want your minions to eat our stuff, right? So he's literally supposed to be a jackal human. That's so stupid. The actress is British and they wanted to use her natural accent because Punk was born in England. But the character wasn't. What? What? No, that's dumb. That's freaking dumb. I'm sorry, that's just dumb. That's dumb. I mean, yeah, but the animal heads is what makes them stand out from other mythologies. It is one of the things. I stand corrected then. Wait, what do you mean stand corrected? Oh, yeah. I thought we were talking about the Percy Jackson. I have to tell Andrew about that, and he's gonna do it. Rick, do you not care about your characters anymore? Is this like only British people can do this thing? she? Oh, fuck. Fucked up again. Thalia's the daughter of the choose lightning like him. Presumably she does. I mean, in the comics, in the story she does. She has lightning powers and she uses a spear and a shield based off of Athena's shield. And I think they do show like a flash of lightning, but I still think that's dumb. Hugh Jackman is Australian. He was the best live action version of Wolverine. Surely it's only him, but still. Yeah, that's it. Like Hugh Jack again. That's another example. He's Australian. He uses an American accent when he's playing Wolverine. He doesn't have his whole Australian accent. He's not talking like, "Hey, how's it going? I'm Wolverine." He talks like, "I'm Wolverine," right? Well, all Egyptian gods are based off real animals, and then said it's just based off on nothing. Not all of them are based off real animals. A lot of them are though, because there are non-animal Egyptian gods. Like there's Bast, who is not Bast. Oh fuck, I'm forgetting his name. Is it Bast? Bess? The god of parties. And he's just described as a dwarf. She has some level of electrokinesis, if I'm correct, but she never actually throws a proper thunder. She never throws a thunderbolt, but I do remember. I think she channels one through her spear at one point. So we got the Percy Jackson movies not accurate to the books, and bad then. We have the Percy Jackson show, which are slightly more accurate and bad now. The same with Eddie Brock in the Venom movies. Those movies were such a dumb idea to begin with. Oh, who's a really popular character? Venom. Oh, what makes Venom Venom? Well, you see, he stole his powers from Spider-Man, and he's like an evil version of Spider-Man. Oh, cool. So we're gonna have Spider-Man in this? No. Hey, what? That you said like his whole thing is he's obsessed with Spider-Man and connects. Like his whole thing is he's Dark Spider-Man. Yeah, but that doesn't mean we're gonna have Spider-Man. What are you, stupid? Get a load of this guy. Bess is a dwarf. That's right. Bess is a dwarf. Yeah, he's just a dwarf. He's not based off of like any animal. He's a dwarf. Damn it. That was bad. I jumped into that. Zagard's losing purposely to learn all their moves. True. All the Sony villain movies were dumb. Yeah, wait, how many were there? There's only 3 Venom movies. Oh yeah, there's the Madam Web. That was... Did they make any more? I know they were going to make a Kraven the Hunter movie. Did they ever make that? If so, I didn't watch it because it's so stupid. the Percy Jackson musical, which is pretty accurate for a low-budget musical and good. It's almost like fans make better stuff than the original creators. Sometimes. They all became who they are, motivated by their hate for Spider-Man. Exactly. So why make a character that's all based on Spider-Man and not have Spider-Man? What are you talking about? That's like having a character whose whole thing is he died, became a ghost, and got cool ghost powers, right? And then you start his movie off with, well, he didn't die. He doesn't die. He just gets his ghost powers by like jerking off a ghost by accident. What? Well, said is the only god associated with a made-up animal, at least to my knowledge. It's not even that he's associated with the made-up animal. The made-up animal is associated with him. It's supposed to be that he like, cause he can add all animals together, and he made up his own animal. And so it's just called the set animal, because there's no name for it. We haven't found a name for it, at least yet. They made Craven, and it was dumb. I can't believe. Oh yeah, Morbius. I forgot about the Morbius film. He's not attached to Spider-Man though. He is his own character, but it was just so bad the way they did it. Venom, Madam Web, Craven, and Morbius. Morbius again, yeah, he's not connected to Spider-Man though, or at least not directly. That's just his own character. That was. I feel bad for the Morg fans. But now they understand what it's like to be a spider fan. It's fine, I have no money. Okay, I think I need to take a break. I need to get some water. So we'll be back after these messages.
Do you feel tired, confused, or dizzy? Have you ever felt like you just can't go on because of massive headaches? Then try water! Water is the newest soft drink on the market. It's refreshing and delicious, all while containing 0 sugar, 0 corn syrup, and 0 calories. Water will give you the strength to complete the toughest of tasks on the hottest of days. Water can even be used for cleaning yourself and your clothes. An overexposure to water can lead to flooding, massive downpours, tsunamis, whirlpools, and even drowning. Gnarly, dudes. If this happens to you, call 911 and some bros will be there in a flash. If you're planning to use water without an experienced physician around, please make sure you bring along someone who is CPR certified. Man, water is good. Water, have a sip.
All right. So I'll explain the Morbius thing. So Morbius, when he was first introduced, he was introduced in a Spider-Man comic as a tragic villain, but he never became like a main part of Spider-Man's rogues gallery. You know, like the Green Goblins, the Venoms, the Carnages, the Vultures, the Shockers, the Rhino, Lizard. He never became a character like that where it's like, oh, when you think Morbius, you think Spider-Man. He kind of quickly just became his own thing, because the reason they created him was there was this thing back in the day called the Comics Code Authority, and I mean by back in the day I mean like from the like 60s to the late 80s, and it was this thing that basically said, when you make a comic book, you're not allowed to publish it unless the Comics Code Authority deems it worthy. And it's because there was this guy who hated comic books, so they created the Comic Code Authority to make it safe for children. And it basically had stuff like, you can't have vampires, you can't have angels, you can't have vampires, you can't have devils, it can't be too dark, it can't be too gritty, it can't be too supernatural. It was really dumb. It was really freaking dumb. Like, you don't understand. It was super dumb. And then eventually there was a comic book writer at DC who was like, what if we just didn't do that? What if we just published a comic that didn't have that? And then they published, I think it was the Swamp Thing. It was the first time they published something that didn't have any sort of, what do you call it? The comic book code, it didn't have the Comics Code Authority. So it didn't have all those rules and regulations. And suddenly it became like this grunge kind of underground sort of comic. And it was really popular because it was unique. It wasn't like the sterilized, super clean, I'm a superhero and I will save the day, da 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 da. It was like dark and gritty and people loved it. And so then people were like, ooh, I want to make a vampire character. And that's how they made the character of Morbius. They just put him in Spider-Man to, kind of bump up the sales. It's like if you want to introduce a new character, right? You put him in a Batman comic or you put him in a Superman comic. That's kind of Morbius. So he wasn't like, he was connected to Spider-Man, but he wasn't like Kraven. You know, it's like Kraven the Hunter. Who's his main hero? Spider-Man. Who's the main hero against Dr. Freeze or Mr. Freeze, whatever you want to call him? Batman. You know, like you can name characters like that. So there's that. And then the Venom thing is, yes, they were trying to do the Venom's run as an anti-hero, but they didn't even do that right. The run as an anti-hero is called Agent Venom, and it's supposed to be like it is years after the original Venom story, and Eddie Brock and the Venom symbiote separate. They not permanently, but for all purposes, they permanently separate, and the government gets the Venom symbiote. And Flash Thompson, who was Peter Parker's bully, was a huge fan of Spider-Man, so he joined the military. And then so they brought him into the secret project Agent Venom, and they gave him the Venom symbiote. and then he became like this secret agent with the Venom symbiote. Like, look up Agent Venom. It look like he doesn't look like the big muscular I am Venom. He's more like a soldier with like armor and stuff, but then he has like a kind of Venom look to him, and it's a really cool character, and I think it has like a tragic story. And he ends up going into space and shit, and then he like gets rid of the anger that Venom has, so Venom doesn't have his anger anymore. That's when it started getting way too confusing with the Venom lore. And so that's what they were trying to do, but then they didn't do any of that. Like, none of what the Venom movies are is like Venom outside of the fact that he is a symbiote. That's it. Just the powers are Venom. Everything else about it is nothing. It's not Venom. That's because he didn't morball over Spider-Man. Oh, you got a good point there. He does have to morball over everything. The very first movie was loosely adapted by the Lethal Protector. Yeah, it was a terrible adaptation. If you're familiar with the Hays Code, the Comics Code Authority was the same idea. I don't know the Hays Code. What's that one? The adult comics had vampire, werewolf, etc. at the time. Yeah, well, it was, yeah. And it was because there's a lot of, it's like how people used to hate Pokemon, or they hate Labubu's now, or they hate, what's it called, Harry Potter and all that stuff. But the way they hated comics was so like scummy and stupid. It was especially one guy. He just hated comics. He like hated comics. He hated comics like a racist person hates anybody who isn't their race. Like, that's how much he hated comics. I'm not even kidding with you. And there's this interview that he did with this one kid, and you can tell the kid is like trying to read off a script in his head, but he's not an actor. So they're sitting down with the interview, and it's like, how do comics make you feel? And he's like, they make me feel excited. Oh, God forbid a kid is excited. What the hell? Like, I mean, that's typical 50s logic. Like, oh, kid's getting too excited? He must be watching porn or doing drugs. We gotta stop him. You can't be too excited. The only people who are allowed to be excited are women. Women get excitable all the time, and you just gotta smack them a few times, you know? This random Marvel movies reminds me of back when Andrew would review the new Marvel shows at the beginning of Wednesdays. The Marvel shows just aren't worth it to even watch anymore. They're just not worth it. They're not even fun. The last one, Loki season 2. I forgot to mention that one earlier when we talked about Disney Plus shows that are good. Loki season 2 was solid. That was the last one that I was like, this is good. There's two enemies. Money. The Comics Code wouldn't let them show drugs at all, so Marvel just ran that story anyways, and it sold just fine. It wasn't even just drugs. They wouldn't let them show drugs or vampires, and they were like, we're gonna fucking do both. The rules were super weird. By the way, the question of who gave them the rights to these characters, it was back in 2006, 2005, I want to say, sometime around then. And Marvel was going broke. Like, Marvel was about to close shop. We were about to have no more comic books. Spider-Man, Iron Man, Captain America, none of that. All of it was going to go away. And they were desperate. So Sony came to them and said, hey, we want to buy the movie rights to some of your characters. And the Marvel character, the guys at Marvel at the time said, how about you buy, we will sell every single Marvel IP, the whole company to you for, I think it was like $140 million, which was a lot back then. Not like 10 billion now, but I think it was closer to like 500 million now. Maybe not that much. I remember it was a lot, right? So they said they were going to buy, I think maybe. Either way, they were going to buy it for really cheap, even like cheap for what they were buying then. and now, but quite a bit now. Anyways, the point is they were going to buy it. And a Sony executive said, no, who cares about that? The only thing people care about is Spider-Man, which in hindsight, they're wrong. That's not true. People care about all the characters. But pre-2008, nobody knew who Iron Man or Captain America was. If you didn't read comics, you didn't know who they were. You knew Spider-Man. That's it. Like 99% of people really only knew who Spider-Man was. So Sony bought the rights to the character of Spider-Man, and then it's just like a list of a bunch of characters. It's not like if you buy Spider-Man, it's like you get Spider-Man and all these characters. No, they had to go through the list and be like, we want Spider-Man, we want Kraven, we want Green Goblin, we want Mary Jane, we want J. Jonah Jameson. Like you literally they have to write a list of all the characters they want. And then the other group has to look through it and be like, well, we can give you this, but we can't give you that. It's really boring when you think about it, but that's how it went. It was just like lists and lists and lists of characters. And then the deal is, so long as they use those characters in some sort of production that they make, some sort of film production, they get to keep all the rights. And it's something like every 5 years they have to make a film. It's really dumb. It's a really bad contract, but Marvel was screwed. They had nothing. And so then after that, they were like, we still aren't making enough money. So we're going to go for broke. We're going to make a movie. We saw those Spider-Man movies are doing really well. No, it wasn't 2005 because the first one came out. When did the first Sony Spider-Man come out? When did Sony Spider-Man come out? Mm, 2002. So I think the deal happened in 2000, 2001. I'm going to say the deal happened in 2000. Yeah. And then they were still broke. And then so they were like, we're going to go for broke. We're going to make a movie. We can't use Spider-Man. We're going to make a movie of another character. And Jon Favreau said, I have an idea. Let's make an Iron Man movie. It's an unknown character. We can do pretty much whatever we want with it. Most people won't get mad outside of certain comic book nerds. And so long as we keep it close enough to his character, people will like it. And they went, okay, let's greenlight it. Let's hope. And they literally spent all their money making that film. And it did so good. It did so good. And you know what immediately happened after that? Disney said, hey, we want to buy your entire company. Like 2 years later. Like that's how close it was. Like they had just started production on in Iron Man 2. And that's when Bob Iger came in and was like, I want to buy Marvel from you, Kevin Feige. Because Kevin Feige was the CEO at the time. He's like, okay, sure, but I want to keep my job. And they're like, okay. No. It wasn't her. It was Ike Perlmutter. No, Ike Perlmutter was put in place to be the go-between between Kevin Feige and Bob Iger. That was it. So it might have been 1998. Either way, it was like really like huge. An Ancient Men movie was made by the MCU and the TV shows or something. That would be cool, but it's probably not going to happen. Before we had modern moving ratings, Hollywood operated under what was called the Hays Code and a very strict set of censorship guidelines that a movie had to meet in order for a studio to release it. I think I have heard of that. God, fake AI Marvel leaks are so annoying, and man, especially when some people believe it's real. I mean, I'll be honest. The AI leaks have made it worse because anybody can pop out an AI leak now. But there used to be fake leaks all the time. Like I remember I was a kid. I was waiting for the new, what was it? The third Iron Man. Like, not even the third Iron Man. The first Avengers film. And people were leaking that on Facebook. They were like, images like, oh, Spider-Man's going to show up. Wolverine's going to show up. This is before I knew anything about, like, the business deals. And before it was, like, wide public knowledge. Like, everyone more or less knows about it. And I was also, like, in middle school, high school. Yeah, high school, because it came out in 2012. And I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to see like Spider-Man and stuff like that. And then I would watch videos and people were like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. I'm like, oh. Well, that's annoying. Like there'd be fake trailers. People would make all these fake trailers. You want a joke time? I'll show you a joke time. I'll show you a joke time. This stream. Hey, what are you doing? I want to go to my jokes. Bad phone. Oh, you know what I learned about recently, guys? Next week, or next month in February, there's a new thing. They're creating diarrhea awareness month. And if you didn't know, it runs until Friday. It's actually back in the day, the Marvel movie. That's why the original X-Men was by Fox and the original Spider-Man movies was by Sony. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Because the first one ever was in 2000, the X-Men film. I totally forgot about the X-Men stuff. Because yeah, they sold off the rights for. So yeah, the only characters people really knew were Spider-Man. Then a lot of people knew about the X-Men because of the '80s show, and then it's because the diarrhea is running until Friday. Basically, you'll have diarrhea for the whole month. It's not a very good one, but it's what I have. Yeah, so Sony bought Spider-Man, and then Fox was like, well, we want some of that stuff, and we know the X-Men are really popular, so they bought the X-Men characters. And then Universal bought the Hulk, because that was the only... Those were like the three... Those are the two characters in the group that were really popular. Or I should say the three characters that everybody knew back in the day were Hulk, Spider-Man, and Wolverine. The Hulk was because of the Lou Ferrigno Hulk TV show, so everybody knew about him from that. X-Men was really popular in the 80s because of the animated show. And then Spider-Man's just always been... Like, everybody's always loved Spider-Man. He is like... He's one of the big three when it comes to comic books. It's Spider-Man, Batman, and Superman. I know that in DC, the big three are Spider-Man, Superman, and Wonder Woman. But if you're talking about all comic books and popularity, Spider-Man is more popular than Wonder Woman by far. It's nothing against Wonder Woman. It's just that's how great Spider-Man is. And that's why we can't get a Hulk movie, because Universal still owns the rights to the Hulk. And they won't give it up. And they just hold on to it for forever. It's so dumb. I'll say I'm not excited for Avengers Doomsday because there's too much nostalgia bait. Like, we don't need 3 Spider-Mans and Hugh Jackman, Wolverine. It looks more and more that it's not even focused about Doom. What makes you think that Wolverine is going to be in this and Spider-Man? They're going to have all 3 Spider-Men. Where are you getting that? I'm really curious where you're getting that from. Because the only thing that I know that has been revealed is that Captain America is coming back, which I'm not going to say spoiler because I knew that was going to happen. I'm not even a little surprised. I knew that was going to happen. I'm not even kidding you. I've known since day one they were not going to keep Cap out of the movie. They were not going to keep Cap out. The second RDJ was cast as Doom, I knew it didn't need to. I didn't need to give a game. I agree. Robert Downey Jr. as Doom can only go one of 2 ways. One, it's freaking stupid and it's all nostalgia bait just to get people to watch the movies because Robert Downey Jr. Oh my God, an evil Robert Downey Jr. Or option 2, that's not Doom. That's a guy pretending to be Doom with Iron Man's face. There's a bunch of leaks. These could be true, but I think most of it is okay, if it's a leak, it's not true. I'm just going to say right now, I have not seen any true information that we're going to have more than one Spider-Man or that we're even going to have Wolverine in it. Because Hugh Jackman only came back for Deadpool and Wolverine because he wanted to be in the Deadpool film with Ryan Reynolds. That's the only reason he did it. He's talked about it a bunch of times because after the original Wolverine film, he literally said, I'm done with playing Wolverine. Like, he's truly done. And then he saw the trailer for Deadpool, and he was like, man, I really want to be in those films. I really want to be in those films. That sounds like so much fun. And so then he, and then after Deadpool 2 came out, he was like, I really want to. And so he called Ryan Reynolds to ask him if he could be in the next Deadpool if they were going to do one. And he's like, and Ryan Reynolds really said, dude, I'm about to go into a meeting with Kevin Feige about making Deadpool 3 for Disney. And I don't think we have a pitch, but I'll tell him you're interested. And then immediately after he hung up, Hugh Jackman was like, maybe I should call my agent and let him know that I want to do this, that I'm in. And so then he called his agent. And then, like, I think 4 hours later, his agent called him, or Ryan called him and said, we got the movie. Let's go. So just remember, Wolverine, literally the only reason we got Wolverine and Deadpool and Wolverine is because Ryan, Hugh Jackman wanted to do it for that specifically. Then again, we might get a new Wolverine. Which would be risky, but I'm here for it. I do want to see Doomsday because I'm interested to see what they do, but I'm not excited about it even a little bit. Like, if you were to ask me, hey, let's go see Doomsday, I'd be like, you'd have to pay me. Actually, maybe not that. But I would say, like, buy me a sandwich. I'm gonna go back to the bench. I want to get my my armor back. I hate this game. There's one. I'm so burned out from Marvel. Like, I don't even really care about the Avengers or anything Marvel. Same. They should have, after Endgame, they should have just not done anything for like a year or two outside of finishing Spider-Man and Guardians. I'm more interested in James Gunn DC because what he's doing seems fresh. Plus, DC really needs some wins. Yeah, it does. I agree with you there. I am more interested too, but for a different reason. Oh, Yuki. Are you here, Mr. Yuki? Our resident Canadian? Canadian? I'm not here, nope. Oh, darn. When does the next Viz translation for 1170 for One Piece come out? Also, if it hasn't come out, have you read the leaked fan translation scans yet? Also, do you know when chapter 1171 comes out? I'm waiting. I know he took a Christmas break, which is good for him, but also I need to know what happens next. Okay, I gotta be quiet, chat. Oh, fuck, that wasn't good. Fuck. No! What's my opinion on the Stranger Things ending? Overall, I still liked it, but there are a lot of issues that the more I think about it, the more I wish they had done some other stuff differently. I think it could have been so much better. My bigger problem is less with the ending and more with, what's his name? The Duffer Brothers and how they explained stuff. Like, there's a Moist Critical video of him going over them explaining some stuff from a GQ article and stuff like that. And it's just like, you gotta be kidding me, right? Like, watch a Moist Critical video before, because I don't want to mar your opinions, but it's so bad. 1170 was yesterday. No clue when the next one is. Also, I get what you mean by the squirrel. Oh, yes. All hail the squirrel. All hail the squirrel. So what's your opinion on Stranger Things? Anyways, yeah, I thought it was really good. I heard Goku comes in at the latest chapter and Luffy and Goku double team Shamrock. You fool. What happens is, Naruto comes in, and then Naruto comes in and uses the summoning jutsu to summon Ichigo, and then they fusion Ha, and they activate their new quirk power, and after using their quirk power, they morb all over everyone, and that's how it ends. It turns out the One Piece was morbing. It was the morbs we made along the way. It's so bad. I'm so mad at, like, what I would have rather they said nothing. Like, I almost think nothing would have been better. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't need to know you had no plan for some of these, like, details that are really cool. Like, I'm not a huge theory crafter for most things outside of One Piece. One Piece is, like, the one thing where I follow theories. Because you kind of have to. That's, like, the nature of the series. If you don't have a single theory, like, what is the One Piece? Like, even a single theory, then you're not really. Okay, I'm gonna. Do we want to fight this boss still? Yeah, I might as well try to beat him before we gotta log out of here. Which is, we have like an hour or so. No plan for what now? Watch the Moist Critical video on the Stranger Things writers, what the writers are saying, and you'll understand. It's not his review video, it's the one right after his review of the last season. No, what? That's so dumb. That was annoying. I'm tilted. I'm tilted with a capital W. How does one get tilted with a capital W? That's how tilted I am. So tilted letters mean different things. Oh. My cum bucket. They gotta continue the more peace. More peace! Damn it. God, I ran into that. The more peace is real. More peace. Stupid cum buckets. Oh my god. Haha, that counts as killing enough. That's funny. It's peace and time. fuck. I thought I was out of range. Damn it. Oh, so close. Would I ever have a complete mystery over the devil fruit of your choosing or go Super Saiyan but train extensively to control it and advance it to the other stages? I'd rather have a mysterious devil fruit. Because you can become so strong with any devil fruit. I mean, you have to train it no matter what, but at least you get an interesting power. Then again, I don't know if I'd want the jacket fruit or the chomp fruit. Those ones both suck. And I'm not very athletic as it is regardless. I'm just gonna go to the bench. Not even gonna risk it. Okay, this is getting frustrating. I wish I could turn that into a shortcut. Because I hate this guy. This guy screws me over. I only did that instead of going to the bench because God, I was pressing down. Alright, we're going to do one more attempt chat. And then we're probably going to do some side quests and stuff. Mystery of any devil fruit of your choosing? Or wait, what do you mean? Oh, mastery of any devil fruit. Mastery of any devil fruit of my choosing. What the heck? Instant. I would totally go with that. I'd either go with the mochi mochi, the goro goro, or the, I forget what it's called. The Azure Dragon. That was bad. I jumped into that. Okay, yeah, let's go do some side quests and stuff. I'm getting frustrated. I need to take a mental break from this guy. What about any Nen ability you're choosing or any Kekkei Genkai? In that case, Nen abilities. Nen abilities are so much more unique than Kekkei Genkai. Kekkei Genkai are cool and some of them are like pretty busted, but I'd rather go with a Nen ability. And I would go with the pocket dimension. I love the idea of having my own pocket dimension. I'm sure there's probably some way to... I feel like that should be a shortcut. It looks like it would be a shortcut. Okay, first let's finish the pulp one, I think. I think that's over here. Yep, the Flint Joan. Hey, we got the wish granted. Which gives us a memory locket. I can't even hold 400. Let's see. Okay, where do we... Greymore. Okay, we go to Greymore for this one. Grey Root of Shellwood. Can somebody look up where Grey Root of Shellwood is real quick? And then we're going to go to the halfway home in Greymore. Pocket mentioned you could have that with Obito's Sharingan. Yeah, but you have to train that, and that's not worth it. I'd rather just have the Pocket Dimension Nen ability. I think I choose Krolo's Nen ability. Krolo's is a lot more difficult than you realize. Like, there's so many more restrictions on being able to use it than people think. Like, I'm not even kidding. I think it's something like you have to... within 1 hour, you have to learn what the Nen ability is, see it used, have someone describe how it works to you, touch some part of the physical user, and like do something else all within like an hour, or is it maybe 10 minutes? I can't remember exactly. New, I have completed your request, recording many creatures of Farloon in my journal. Ooh, ma. Look here at marvelous beasts and bugs, all listed so beautifully. Miss Grown Up, so many creatures now you have cut and beat and smashed. Their essences linger on you, their scents mixing with your own. Ooh, ma, new, simply must sample it for herself. Slapped. Ah, the forbidden taste. New understands, ma. To support, sup on such a fierce predator's juices would be divine, but it's not right to do. Such behavior is unfriendly. News wish to see many fine beasts, though. Miss Grown Up, you have surely granted. All of News' thanks goes to you. Huggies. New wish is granted, but Miss Grown Up will continue cutting creatures and adding them to their journal. I will. Knowing a creature's form and habits is an advantage that can decide the outcome of battle. Recording these details is worth the effort. Oh yes, it is very much worth it. New hopes you will share your new learnings with her often, and take a gift to help you with your huntings. Miss Grown Up New will add a pocket to your tool pouch for the bringing of many tools on your hunts. Oh, poggers? Tool pouch expanded. Herm. So yeah, can somebody tell me where Greyroot is? I know he's in Shellwood, but what area? Does it maybe say on my map? No, it does not. Zagard is a pogger. I am. Poggity woggers. It's pogging time. I'm confused how this works. That added whatever. Where's that one? Right, this is the healing one. I'm just opening some of the this one is blue, so I don't really care for the red ones. I care more about the yellow ones. Suck prey attack with lethal strikes. Terrifies sabotage, bind to wild fury and steal life from prey. Attack with heavy arching slash and reap additional silk from enemies. This is the one that gives us additional silk, which might be good for blardles. For now, we'll keep it on this one. Maybe it's that area down there. That didn't happen. Okay, I will remember that for later. Those who lay here silent by strength of mana they feel. Okay, so that isn't what it is. Okay, let's track this. Might as well. What a weird path. Oh, those horrible beasts are gone. Much and many thanks for you, my word. Simple thing, small bug. I assume you are Tip, the courier? Frey the Bellheart trader seemed concerned for your safety, for the cargo you carry. She sent you? Bah, she needs to learn a little patience. Is barely been away, but still is lucky for me you come. Well, I'm is be off now. That old grubby grub is in the bell will come after me herself if she's not fixed her goods. Well, that worked out. The bug is cool. Bug is cool. I wish the Horn of the Night had dragon powers. Maybe they do have dragon powers, just not the type of dragon powers you think of. Seriously, can somebody look up where I gotta go for this? Because I don't want to look it up. Yeah, help me find... where's Grey Root of Shellwood? Maybe it's that area over there? Hey, this is Grey Root. Get me out of here. No one saw that. Getting a headache, chat. Losing energy. Is this Grey Root? The precious hearts, give them, for the time of birth, for the right they must bleed. Polyp hearts, gathered all that is needed is given. I found it. The first right of the polyp, the first right can begin. Bug cloaked by red. The time of rebirth approaches. First right is complete, prepared for the time of birth. Take the refuse of the right. Ooh, polyp pouch. Has acting venom drawn from a flower's heart. Applies venom to equipped tools. Ooh. That could be very useful. It's a blue, so it would replace one of these. Could be very good, though. Could be very good. The time will come soon. The time of birth approaches. Okay, what other quests do I have? Oh, can you someone look up what I can where I can use the craft metal and the bone scrolls in whatever order. Okay, now I need to go to tunnels above and below Bellheart. Okay, let's do that. Bellheart. So in the marrow and the underworks. Oh, they have a lot more. Do I even have 250? I mean, how quick my brother Pill has gone missing, vanished somewhere in Greymore. Obese fly raging through the scorching wildlands below. May your hinder good pilgrims no longer.
That's fine.
Are looking better stocked? Oh yes, the cheeky little so-and-so came by and dropped his cargo off at last. Portier was so shaken by his misadventures I almost didn't have the heart to dock his earnings. All's well now, though. Take a look at the lovely new goods I have here available. Oh man, there's all this stuff that I could be getting. Let's see, I rarely sell objects as intriguing as this. Supposed to improve a bug's natural ability to heal. Can't say I felt its effect myself, but then I keep more healthy than most. Yes, oh, I need that. I need my money again. And then that would be useful too. The savings, thanks again for you and your big blade. I was made it back, and Grumpy Grump Grub got her goods. She seemed happy even. I won't be traveling out for a while, methinks. Too many beasties. All about they's are, even those pilgrims, all now going angry, a bit like old Grump. It's time to say for the moment, Tip, you are a smart bug to stay within its walls. That's something heavy with the past you are. Alright, these are where the rattles go. This is my collection. Well, then look at what I have. More than bring more relics of past, records, seals, idols. Let's gather up the history of the world and hoard it all here, nice and safe. Okay, I figured out that, but where's the craft metal? can't afford anything. I'm poor. I'll donate this. Oh wait, I can hold more shell shards. Ooh, that'll be useful for the first area. All right, let's see. Where do you use craft metals again? No, I'm not trying to ask. Use her new tools. Mm-hmm. I'm also going to put a marker here so that way I remember just that important stuff later. Where's the architect's shop? Underworks, that's right. He's a shop in the Underworks. Maybe I never found him. Herm. I don't think I have found him. Okay. The music is so calm. It truly is. Okay, what else do we have that we can use? The keys. Let's figure out where those go. Let's see. Okay, where's the second one? Okay, I'm gonna check. Let's see, in the marrow? It says deep docks. Where's the marrow? Okay, so I'm gonna go to the deep docks and use this simple key. Deep docks. Let's go! We've unlocked the door. Belbeast is such a good boy. He needs pets and treats. I forgot how annoying some of these enemies are. No, my money. My money. No! No! Oh well. At least we found a new area. Getting hungry, chat. Probably gonna make dinner soon. They're just following me everywhere. Holy. Oh, this guy's obsessed. I swear we're gonna be able to hook onto those. No. Alright, yeah, I think I just have to... I might have to just stop here, guys, because my brain is fried and I have, like, no energy. But this... We found a new area, and I'm excited. I'm very excited. I'm excited to see this new area and explore some more. So thank you for sticking around with me. Thanks for joining us for the stream. Can't wait to see you all next time. There probably won't be a stream with Andrew on Wednesday, but I might just do a solo stream. So I hope you're excited for that. But until then, stay safe, stay smart, stay healthy, be thankful for everything and everyone in your life. And the number one rule here in the Dragon's Den, don't believe in yourself. Believe in me. Who believes in you. Bye-bye. Chat.